If you've been on the internet trying to learn to make money, I can guarantee you that you've come across some scam that tells you can double or triple your investment in a few years using some magic trick. But what if I told you there is a real, no bells and whistles, hard work oriented way of building your investments that can take you from being a middle class guy with barely enough money to buy a car to a crorepati before your retirement? And I'm not talking about any of the fancy "aapko bas ye course karna hai" wala drama. No, this video is for serious people who want to make actual money. Because you see, today we are going to be taking a look at financial advice from an actual business investor. I'm talking about none other than Morgan Housel, writer of the award-winning book Psychology of Money. A book you'll no doubt be familiar with if you have watched our previous video summarizing it. And today, we're once again revisiting some of the advice from there and some other knowledge from the other investment gurus to give you an actual guide on how to make your first 10 crores. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. Step 1. Don't underestimate the classics. One of the most commonly touted facts about investing, जो आपने अक्सर सुना होगा, is that more than 80% of the people who invest every year don't even make a return on their money that's bigger than the actual fixed return offered by banks. Which means that those people would have made more money if they had just kept their cash in their bank accounts. And normally, ये बात उन लोगों को बताई जाती है जिनको investing से डराना हो. But the opposite is also true. Because if these many people are failing at something, it means that you only have very few people to worry about competitively. But even more importantly, it highlights the fact that if you can just overcome the thing that makes so many people fail, which are things like ignorance, overconfidence, and greed, you are basically guaranteed success. And at the top of the list of such things is underestimating the importance of sticking to the basics. This should go without saying, but a lot of people still forget the fact that you cannot learn to write a novel unless you know the alphabet. And the same applies to investing. Learn what all the terms mean. Look at the works of other investors instead of the works of fancy gurus. And most importantly, always stick to the basics when in doubt. If there are signs of a recession, react appropriately. And don't tell yourself you will handle it in time. Similarly, if there is a good stock everyone likes, invest in it. And don't waste time and money trying out niche techniques. You will not believe the difference it makes between making money and taking immense losses if you just try to take investing at its face value, not as a scam or a way to make a quick buck. And speaking of those things, step 2. Learn the secret costs of investing. It is a very common statement that investors and businessmen love to just throw around that nothing is free, and even the things that appear free have their prices. But the thing is, in the world of investing, people often seem to forget that. In fact, I'm willing to bet that most people who come into the world of investing come here with the idea that all they will have to do is invest in the correct stock and then they will be rich without having to do anything. When in reality, if you actually want to get rich, you will have to pay the appropriate price. For most investors, that price will be the effort and research it takes to choose stocks. And just like when buying a watch, paying more will buy you more. In investing, if you're willing to spend more time, energy, and money, you will see the results sooner. But just as you can end up spending money on useless things in real life, you can also be led astray in the financial market. So, try to steer away from overly ambitious schemes and instead put your money towards market analysis tools, including Mixpanel and Stock Rover. This will in turn result in a lot more visible returns on your part, while also allowing you to get better at navigating the market yourself. But say you don't have the spare cash for this, how will you make money then? Well, in that case, the cost of your investment will be the time it takes to see results or the riskiness of an endeavor. And if you can correctly judge what the cost to return looks like for each stock in terms of the potential risk and time taken until you see results, you will make infinitely better decisions. For some people, it would mean taking more risks. For others, it will mean erring on the safer side and waiting for returns for longer periods of time. And speaking of time, let's talk about how to achieve the thing we've mentioned in this video's title, which will be done using step 3, the value of consistent compounding. If you have followed step 2 while sticking to the ground rules of step 1, by this point, you will have a portfolio of stocks that gives you a good, consistent ROI. And if you followed the first step, you will also know that ROI means a return on investment. Now here's the thing, most people will try to tell you how to get 10%, 20% or even greater returns every single month. But the thing is, and I will prove this to you, you can turn an investment of as little as 10 lakhs into over 10 crores in less than 10 years with as little as 4 to 5% returns monthly. But before I reveal that, if you have watched the video up till now, mind giving us a like? It would help us provide more awesome financial advice to many others like you. Anyways, back to the main video. Now, I know that is not the sum of your money a lot of you can start with immediately. But with the rules I apply here are just as applicable for lesser amounts of money. They only take a little longer. Now here, if I start an investment of 10 lakh in January of the next year, and then apply an average ROI of 4.5%, which would give us 1.045 the amount of money at the end of every single month. You can see how by the end of the year we will have amassed nearly 17 lakhs or more than 7 lakhs in profits alone. And here's the thing, this return does not come as a simple addition of money. Instead, it will multiply with each passing month. So where you made 45,000 in January, you will make 75 to 80,000 in December, just because your money at the start of the month is greater. And as you can imagine, that effect only increases as time goes on. So if you take that 4.5% ROI and then take it for the whole year, so 4.5 times 12, giving us a yearly return of over 50%, and then apply it across 10 years, you can clearly see how 10 lakhs at the start of 2023 can come over 10 crores, all with a monthly average return of just 5%. Now, that is without taking into consideration things like taxes and inflation. So in reality, you will have to use other means to cover for those things. But all in all, if you manage an ROI of just 5%, which I shouldn't have to tell you, is not difficult at all for those who followed the first two steps. The distance between you and your dreams is not as big as you may think. And yes, most of us are not going to have 10 lakhs lying around, let alone 10 years to let them sit around without disturbing them. But the fact of the matter is, if you follow these 3 steps consistently, honestly, and without giving into greed, there is nothing stopping you from making a hell of a profit with just a few simple tricks and a relatively small investment capital. And while there are a great many more things you can learn, from different kinds of investments to specific tools, those will have to wait for another time. And that should cover our and Morgan Housel's opinion on how you, a novice investor, can apply the same rules as the big guys. And if you're lucky, even join said big guys in the future. By the way, if you found the stuff that we told you in this video helpful, please check out our summary of the book we referred to today right here. Also, while you're at it, who do you think is the better investor? Elon Musk or Warren Buffett? Firstly, I must say goodbye. I really hope you found today's video helpful, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. With that, take care and I'll see you guys next time.